Okay, guys, this week we're going to delve into color, how to fill shapes with color in Illustrator, also how we can color strokes, and also how we can mix colors. We can do this with our sliders here. If we're in CMYK mode, here's our CMYK sliders that we can use to adjust those colors. Also, we have some default swatches that are given to us in Illustrator that we can also use. And also we'll be going into how to use the gradient tool and versus what we've done in the past doing grayscale gradients, we can do color gradients. And that will be under our gradient option bar over here. So we have our color, we have our strokes, we have our swatches, and we have our gradients, and I have all these set up where I can get to those. So I'm just going to take our rectangle tool and just make a basic square. I think I'll just make a couple of shapes here. I'm going to go down to the ellipse tool, holding my shift key to make a circle. I can make an oval if I don't want to hold the shift key down on that ellipse tool. Let's see, I'll just start also with a star. All right, guys, so here's just a few shapes that we can use to color. And I'm going to start over here with this square. And the first thing we're going to do is decide, well, what color we want it, and we can do some basic color fills. And as I stated earlier, under our swatches, we have some default colors that are given to us. So right now I have this square, this empty, there is no fill, and we have a black stroke that surrounds this rectangle. So all I'm going to do is just pick this square here, and let's say I want to make it this blue color right here. All right, well, it's just simple as that, right? And here you can still remember, if you want to stroke around that, you can adjust the stroke weight right here, and you can also change that stroke color, and you can pick that right here under your stroke swatch right here, or you can do it here and you can click and select that stroke right there also. But I'm going to just select my square, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to change this color, and I'm just going to make it more like an orange, rusty type orange color. And you can see here now I have my blue fill, and I was able to change the color of that stroke to this orange color. So now I'm going to come over here to this circle that I've made, and I'm just going to fill it with a different color. And I am going to go up to, that's our stroke color, but I need to go to our fill color. And I'm going to make this just a red circle, and say I do not want a black stroke around this, and you see it has that around there. Well, I'm just going to take that and hide that stroke here, and that will give us just a solid fill shape with no stroke. So there's different ways you can do it, guys. Most people are going to go up here and use their fill color up here that says nothing right there, empty. And I'm just going to shade that green, and I'm going to take this stroke off of it. And to do that, you would go up to your stroke color, and right there you would hit no fill on your stroke. So that's just two easy examples of how to fill a shape with a color but no stroke. And this was our example of how to fill a shape with color and then change the stroke color and weight, so you can see how you can use that there. And this is just another example of how you can use our eyedropper tool that we use all the time. So if I select this star and I go down here to our eyedropper tool, you can select the star, then you can click on any of these, and this is what it's going to do. All right, you can eyedrop that. You can eyedrop to the red right there, or even if you take an eyedrop here, it's going to remember your fill color and your stroke color, and you can see how that works right there. That's when you would darken with black there. So say if I wanted to make this kind of more of a purplish color, I would add blue into here, and then I can take this yellow out, and you can see it starts making a violet color, because a violet color would be 100% magenta, and that is magenta right there. And if you wanted to make it violet, you would bring your C, which is our blue color, cyan, and you see it starts making a darker shade of purple as you bring it across. And notice that's just with my magenta only at 100%. And I'm bringing in my blue to make my violet color. Okay. And so if I want to change this green, well, let's say I want this green to be a little bit darker, and I'm going to add black into it right here. You can see that getting darker. And if I want to make it a little more like an olive green, I can bring this cyan, which is our blue color, and make this more olive color by reducing this cyan color. And you can see how it gets yellower and more yellow as you go along. And I just kind of want it in this range right here. And if I want that color to be darker, all I have to do is go in and add black in here. It's going to make that green darker that I've made. So I'm going to change this star right now with my eyedropper tool, and I'm going to change that to, say, this violet that I drop right here. Again, you can pick a base color here, and here we have, say, a yellow swatch right here. But if I want to modify that, again, I can use my CMYK sliders to do that. So you can see here is if you want, you can make this 100% yellow. And say if you wanted to make this more of an orange color, well, what is red and yellow? What do they make? They make an orange. So magenta is our red color, and I can take my magenta slider and slide it over, and it's going to get more orange as we go across. And you can see that here. This actually had a little bit of blue in it from this swatch down here. I can take this blue all the way out, and you see that now we have more of an orange color. Now if you add blue into this, it's going to start getting into a greenish color because you're adding blue into this yellow right here, and you can see how it begins to make that green. And you can vary that green by changing the amount of magenta you put in it. And you can see that represented here, and this goes almost like a brown color because you're adding in a lot of blue and red into your yellow, which is going to make a neutral color. So that is a basic overview of how you would color shapes in Illustrator. So we'll go on to the next section where we're going to be adding color gradients onto our shapes.